You know the routine. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get it. This is another Wake and Bake exclusive. And we're back, man. I know everybody been asking, where the Wake and Bake show? What's going on? We're back. Ain't nothing these haters can do to stop us at this point. Okay. I got the blueprint. So let's get into it. Ain't too much I gotta set up. Pretty much set everything up before I left. We back. This is Buck City Kennels live. Make sure you tune into the Bulldog Sunday live stream. We're gonna get it going, even if I have to have a pre-recorded up just for the first couple weeks that I get going. But we're gonna be going in. We got a lot of interviews coming up. We're gonna be talking about animal control. We're gonna be talking about a lot of discovery that I had in my case. Everybody want to know what's going on. Everybody want to talk about Buck City. So let's talk about it. You know, we're gonna be doing that. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you can be a part of it. I had a bunch of family over last night, so I'm kind of paying. I'm paying for that right now severely. You know, I had a little. We was drinking some Reposado and some champagne and just doing it big, man, with the family, man. My oldest son came through. I wasn't able to see my oldest daughter yesterday and the grandbaby, but you know, we had all the little ones running around, and you know, I mean, they was just terrorizing the house. It was a good day, man. Mom came through with some macaroni and chicken and everything. We supposed to have a crab boil, but one of my little cousins got in a car wreck, and my sister, she was the one supposed to come through and put it together. She had to help them out and take her to a wedding and whatever. So time got a little crunched. It's all good. We're gonna set it up for another day, but you know, it was a beautiful day, man. I got a chance to see all my brothers. I think there was 2 sisters that I didn't see. You know, it's a whole bunch of us, all my kids there. We took pictures. Man, it was a beautiful day, man. Just being back, being out, being free. You know, there've been a lot of talk on YouTube, people saying that Buck City didn't do his time and whatever. I'm not really gonna entertain too much of that, but you know, for the community, you know, I did about 6.5 months. I was supposed to do about 4 off of 6 months. I pled to 6 months. That was my plea agreement, and the judge thought it was a good idea to give me extra time. So she gave me 10 months for you know, as a sentence. And if you know, in the state of Washington, you know, if it's not a serious violent crime, then you're gonna get a third off of that. So if I would have got 6 months, I would have ended up doing 4 months off of 6 months. And then, so I got 10. So I ended up doing about 6.5, 7 months, 6 months, 20 days or something. I think I had about 5 days in before I was able to bail out. Shout out to the team. And then, so 6.5 months, a little, probably just a hair under 200 days or whatever. You know, I mean, it was rough, man. Being away from the family, you know, different things. Just not being there, man. You're a full-time dad. You're in the kids' life. You do their sports activities. You pick them up from school when you need to. You're doing this thing, you know, providing, and just not being able to do that. You know, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. It was very stressful, very, very rough. You know, I was cool while I was in there. You know, just who I am as an individual. You know, I ain't never rolled over on nobody. I don't have no no funny cases or nothing. You know, if you're in Pierce County Jail, shout out to the officers that was cool. They understood who the fuck I was, and you know, that was cool. They kind of just let me do my thing. You know, I'm getting a little older, so you know, I'm not a 20-year-old anymore. I'm not 25 anymore. You know, I'm getting up there in age. I'm still young, but you know what I mean. I'm not just one of those guys that's just want to cause problems. I just kind of do my thing. Pretty much read a lot of books. Well, I didn't read a lot of books. I read a few books when I was in the old jail. They got an old jail and a new jail. Old jail, you know, they house most of the violent offenders, you know, people with bodies, and you know, I mean, I bump shoulders with a lot of dudes with double murders and you know what I'm saying, assaults, assault 1, assault 2s. You know, a lot of dudes probably not going home. A lot of dudes, you know, they keeping the faith alive, you know, riding out bids for 2 years. You know, I was over there. It's a little more respectful, a little more quiet. So I was able to read some books over there. I think I had to stay over there about 5 or 6 weeks so I can level up. I came into jail. You know, they got a point system, so you can go all the way up, I think from a level 1 to a level 8. When I came into jail, you know, based on my crime and based on my criminal history, you know, I came in at a level 3. So you can kind of get an idea of, you know, the elevation that I had to do in the behavior type of thing. So I was pretty cool up in there. It was kind of quiet. We had an open dorm. There was rack back tanks and stuff, but we had an open dorm. And, you know, it was kind of quiet. I had my own little cubicle area with my bunk. You know, I kept my area clean, and I was able to, I was actually writing a screenplay, just trying to get, you know, real detailed in some of the issues and things that I was going through in my life. You know, I wanted to just kind of make a story about me. So I was writing a lot of that. I read a few books before I got some books actually sent in by my family. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my boo. You know, always, you know, got my back all the time. Riding it out. I mean, we've been down 25 plus, you know, so since I was a kid, you know, this woman's been in my life. You know, of course, as men, you know, you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna, you know, do things and whatever, but I always believe it's God's plan. So, you know, everything was written. My life has already been written. It's just my belief that I have. I don't think that you can change anything that God has already put forward. Of course, you can make decisions, and you're in this, but I believe everything is written, you know. So I was in there for about 5 or 6 weeks. They transferred me over to the new jail. Went to 2C. If some of y'all Pierce County cats, I told a few cats when they get out to check out my YouTube channel. So if they ever see this video, shout out to 2C. Some of the cats over there. I won't name them on here, but it was a little more chaotic. You know, I walked up in the tank. It was definitely a shock. You know, they got 42 bunks downstairs, 42 bunks upstairs. You know, I mean, I can remember, man. As soon as I walked in, went to my bunk, set my stuff down, and the first thing I did is went into the bathroom, and you know, I just saw a bunch of water on the floor, and just it was like a third world country, man. I was like, man, what the fuck is this, man? It was super loud. Politics going on. I mean, you know, between racial and gang activity, you know, it was way more, you know, up to speed. It was crazy, man. I'm not gonna, but I was ready. I had my body ready. I was ready for whatever. I made sure that I stayed, that I got myself into a shape to where I'd be able to protect myself if I needed to. I mean, when you're going into these confinements, you're going into these county jails, if you're going to the penitentiary, you should know that you're gonna have to get yourself in some type of physical shape so you can be able to hold your own and protect yourself. So went up in there, ended up bumping shoulders with some cats from that side. I'm from the other side of town. I'm from a whole nother city, a whole nother county. So I didn't have the whole crew there with me like usual if I would have been in my county. So I was thorough though. I was thorough. People knew who the fuck I was right away. They knew what clique I'm from. There's no need to get into all of that, but there was a couple real individuals that was able to get on the phone and vouch who the fuck I was right away. So I didn't have any problems like that. Plus, like I said, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so some motherfuckers, they had a lot of respect. I got a lot of OGs and motherfuckers, but some bad motherfuckers, have respect for me. Of course, I'm a respectful dude anyway, so I come at you with respect. And but it was some trying times. It was times where I wanted to just fucking dumb out. Motherfuckers get too close to your bunk. Motherfuckers, flatulating, and it's just any and everything could just fuck with you. When you're in that type of environment. But we did it. We got up out of there, and we here. So I don't want to skip too far, but so I got up in that unit right there, and that's when I kind of stopped reading as much, because it was a louder environment. I didn't really have no downtime to myself. The other unit, it was a lot of lockdown. You got a couple hour lockdown right there, and in the middle of the day, then you got like a 12 another 4-hour lockdown. So it's a couple lockdowns to where either you're just gonna take a nap or you're gonna lock down. Me, I didn't really take too many naps the whole time that I was down. I was just energized and just ready to move, man. So I got in the other jail, the new jail, and it was a whole new environment. A lot of things going on, a lot of people moving around and coming and going. And, it really wasn't timing. Like, if you're in the penitentiary, you got people doing 5, 6 years, 10-year bids, 20-year bids. They actually timing. So, it was a different situation with that. So I was in that unit, cutting hair, doing, just trying to keep myself busy, hustling. Of course, we wasn't messing with real money. We were a goddamn top ramen soup and goddamn honey buns and spreads, and cats doing meat spreads and different things. The haircuts was cool. I was able to kind of minimize on the amount of commissary that I was spending. So, my family, even though they hooked me up, made sure that I was straight, on my books, and some of my real partners out here in this dog game shot me a couple kites, and I was able to escape jumping on the phone. Shout out to a couple individuals. I did this. I didn't even know I was gonna really dig deep into my story, just being locked up. So I didn't really ask the guys that I was talking to on the phone if I could shout them out. It's really nobody's business, man. Good dogman friends that when I needed to escape, they were there to just get on the phone and talk to them about breedings that they were doing. Just different things. They were waiting on me to come home, and so we can get back to the YouTube thing and keep putting the dogs in a positive light. They were kind of letting me know some of the little events going on and people talking shit about me on YouTube, and they were just kind of keeping me up to date. So it was cool to know, who dropped and who had puppies, and just for 20 minutes, if I could just get away from this crazy environment for 20 minutes, I'm telling you, man, that shit made my time go by quick and smooth. I got up out of that unit. I was actually got in there and I started drawing and doing some old stuff that I used to do. I kind of put the screenplay down. I wasn't writing anything as far as the screenplay went at that particular time. So put that on hold. I was drawing and cutting hair pretty much when I was in that unit about another 2 months, 2.5 months. And I put in to be a trustee. That way I could try to work off some of my fines. I accumulated a significant amount of fines. I won't go into, the number of, how much fines that I have to pay back, restitution or whatever, court fines or whatever. So, but I was able to, it's at the judge's discretion, but I was able to move to a trustee unit so that I can try to work that off. And I ended up racking up about 600 hours of work. They had me basically in the kitchen, and I was pretty much doing whatever else. So I'm basically cooking breakfast and lunch for the entire jail 5 days a week. I was doing that. It was cool. It was kind of hard to get over there. I thought it was some discrimination going on, and I checked into it because I'm pushing a hard line when it comes to discriminating against me and different things. I'm really not too fond of that. So when I first put in for it, they were telling me to wait till I was a level 4. When you're a level 4, you can actually leave the old jail and come to the new jail, and then they kind of pick you from there. I found that I was a level 4, but they weren't moving me to the new jail, so I kited and so I can be a trustee. And they told me, just wait till you get moved to the new jail. I was like, all right, fine. So I get to the new jail. I try to kite, and it took me the entire time that I was there to get moved over there. They said they didn't want anybody with my type of violence on being a trustee. And I'm looking like, wait a minute. I had a pretty violent offense 15 years prior to me being locked up on this case right here. And I'm thinking like, damn, I understand, but that was 15 years ago. And so I didn't think too much of it. And I saw a couple other cats getting picked and going over to the trustee. They call it trustee land. It's way better, man. You get fresh clothes every day. You get, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's nothing to you guys out here listening. You guys could do whatever you want. You in the comfort of your home. Some of y'all doing it, living your best life. But, when you're in those type of confinements, a fresh set of underwear and t-shirt and, every day in a fresh uniform every day is you're living pretty good. So I wanted to get over there and work off some of these fines. And they wasn't trying to let me get over there, so I had to look more into it. And I was checking out a few other people. I was just asking them, like, if you don't mind me asking you, what are some of your charges? What are you in here for? And I was finding out that some of the guys were having violent crimes, so I was like, well, fuck, if you guys get to go over there with DVs and, all of this shit, why can't, I got a violent crime. It was an assault too. And, it was with a weapon, but, assault two is assault too, And, like, why can't I go over there with my violent shit? And, they're picking other people, and a lot of people got violent crimes. A lot of people over there getting released from there, and, they have violent crimes. So I put in for a hearing, a due process hearing. There was a couple legal beagles that kind of knew how to work the kiosk, and we're looking up case laws and different things. Shout out to those fellas, work that actually take their time to sharpen up their brain and get the best out of their situation and work on their case so that they can get a good outcome. I did that. We went back and forth about 5 different times. I'm texting them back, they're texting me back, and we're going back and forth and kind of not arguing, but I know they felt my frustration that I couldn't get over there. I was really trying to get over there with it, better my situation, even though it's at the judge's discretion and she doesn't have to forgive my fines and use my 600 hours toward my fines. I at least wanted to put in the work so that if that opportunity came, then I'd be right there. So I finally got in there. They wanted you to take a TB test, make sure you don't have TB. I got the TB test. They tell you to wait 3 days. I didn't have TB, so I was cool. Another couple weeks after that, I was actually moving up the ranks, and there was people leaving, so I was able to be in the ranking in the lineup for the next unit worker. Unit worker's pretty cool. You just kind of clean up the unit, clean the bathrooms, do you mopping and you're doing things, but they give you a little bit more freedom. So when everybody's locked back, I can go outside, work out, do my push-ups, and just try to stay in shape, and I won't have to be. Because the units are chaotic, man. You got 40 dudes walking back and forth. You're trying to get some push-ups in. You got people walking around, and I want to get out there to the courtyard. They got a little area where the sun kind of beams down in there. So I was really wanting that vitamin D. My body was screaming for that vitamin D, and I wanted to get it. Just get more freedom. Sometimes we're locked back, and by the time we get out, the sun done passed over. It's not even out there anymore. So I would be staring down and looking into the courtyard. I see the sun. I see the other unit, the downstairs or whatever. They out there enjoying the sun. And as a unit worker, you're not locked up at all. You just kind of get to do whatever you want until it's 10:30 or whatever at night. So from 7:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night, you can kind of come and go as you please when everybody else got to stay locked up. Okay, so I was looking at that thinking like, okay, well, they're not gonna let me be a trustee, so fuck that. I'm gonna try to get this unit worker job. There was a couple inmates leaving, going to the penitentiary, and I was cutting hair, so I was a pretty likable guy up in the unit. I was the primary hair cutter. Another guy got into a fight, and he left. He was probably cutting most of the heads in there, and as soon as he left, I was the primary barber, because of course he was there longer than me. I'm not gonna say that he was better than me at cutting. I doubt that. I doubt if anybody was in there better than me. I used to cut for a long time. And I'm pretty decent at art and cutting and just whatever I do, just putting shit together. So they called me one day, and they was like, hey, do you want to be a unit worker? Do you want to be a trustee? And that means I had to leave this unit. I was kind of settled in, with the politics and everything. Had a couple guys that had my back and everything, and now I gotta go to a whole nother unit. I don't know what the fuck is over there. So I had to make a quick decision. I didn't have too much time to make a decision, but I was like, well, fuck. I'm gonna be a unit worker in another week or two, or I can go over here and try to figure it out. So, but then I thought about the amount of money that I owe in fines and trying to handle that. So I said, you know what, fuck it, yes, let me go. A few guys were kind of surprised, like, damn, you leaving? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I gotta handle this business. I went over there. It was a good idea. When I first got there, I didn't like it at all. You start off as an extra So, because everybody else got the permanent job. So it depends on what bunk you're in. That's what job you got. So they got the unit shaped like a L. If you're on this side of the L, those are all the permanent jobs. And if you're on the other side of the L, those are all the extras. So when those guys are off, or they call in sick or whatever, or you put in a kite and they need extra workers or whatever, you can, they'll come and wake you up or pick you to do different jobs. So I was an extra for about 3 weeks before they put me in a permanent spot. I was working PM kitchen predominantly. I did a little bit of floor crew, and floor crew was cool. It's not really a long job. You get up in there, you cleaning up around the jail. I did AM kitchen, was nice, but the hours are crazy because they're gonna wake you up about 1:15 every morning, and you're gonna serve breakfast and lunch, and then you kind of clean up, and then you're gonna go back to the unit about 9:30. So it was a full shift, kind of taxing, just because you gotta wake up. And to me, that was the best time to be in the unit. 1:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock. The unit's pretty quiet. You can actually get some sleep. And work in the AM kitchen, it's total opposite. You're working at that time when everybody's snoring and sleeping, and it's a good time to sleep, because the unit at 9 o'clock, when we come back with lunch, they got some funny hours that they feed. Breakfast is at 4 in the morning, lunch is at 9. It's just fucking crazy, the hours that they feed. I guess it has something to do with court, whatever. But when we get back with the lunch cart, that's when everybody starts to wake up, and then it starts to get loud. And then by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, fucking 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it's loud. Rather, if we got basketball on, football going on, the unit gets loud. So I really wanted to do the PM kitchen crew. PM kitchen, you go from 11 o'clock to about 6:30. 11 in the morning to about 6:30 in the evening. And then, so my schedule would have been: wake up, I get up at 6:30 to 8 o'clock, I go work out, you'll eat about 9 or 10. Sometimes I would save my food until I finish my workout. And then after the workout, you would eat your food, maybe jump on the phone, kick some shit, fuck around. And then about 11 o'clock, 11:30, I would go to the kitchen, work in the kitchen to about 6. I would miss the lockdowns. And then we would come back to the unit. It's by 6:30. The day's pretty much over. If you're in the kitchen, you're gonna be eating. You're gonna be eating a lot. So you're not gonna be too hungry. You don't have to eat up all your store bags of chips and just a bunch of junk that they trying to feed you up in there. And so you can do that. Your day's pretty much done. You get back 6:30, 7 o'clock. You're probably gonna shower, you're gonna kick some shit, maybe play some cards or something, jump on the phone again, and then boom, your day's done. And then, because I was really liking that shift, even though I didn't really like the staff that much. And I asked to stay in that position extra so I can continue to keep putting in for that shift, that PM shift. But seemed like as soon as I did that, it kind of put me on their radar as far as, okay, this guy's been volunteering a lot. He's probably a good worker. Let's put him in the AM kitchen. A couple people left, so they put me in the AM kitchen. I was pissed off about that, even though, you get extra privileges on that AM shift. They know it's kind of hard, and you're doing a lot of prepping, baking muffins and cakes, and, we're cooking oatmeal and grits, and, what I'm saying, shit, when we left, they was cooking Jimmy Dean sausages and shit for breakfast, panning shit up in the dish pit. They got big ass dish pit and dishwashers, and I mean, we're pretty much doing it all. So you're eating staff dining. They got a cafeteria where the staff, they get to eat. I mean, it's not like Ruth Chris Steakhouse or Morton's or Daniel's Broiler or no crazy shit like that. But it's you're eating good. You're eating good up in there. You're eating what the staff is eating. And then if there's something on the regular menu that you like, you're getting action at that too. Hard boiled eggs in the morning. We're making orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice. We're getting more privileges than a regular inmate. And I thought that was cool as shit. But that's pretty much what we was doing. I got up in there and just doing the kitchen thing, man. The AM kitchen. Sometimes I want to get up out of there. It was kind of bullshit, just the hours. But then my partner was telling me, he said, man, you're going to get used to this shit. Don't worry. I didn't believe him. I was like, man, I ain't never going to get used to this shit, because you're tired. You don't get to sleep till about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then they come wake you up at 1:15. So after like 3 days of that shit, you're like, damn, So you get back to the unit. I try to get my workout in. I didn't stop that. I stayed working out. I was able to do a whole lot of push-ups, man. I was like the push-up king in there. Did like I did 3,000 in one day. One time, did a couple thousand in a day. And I basically got the 1,000 push-up thing down to a science to where, I've figured like, damn, I'm doing like 1,000 push-ups in like 40 minutes. I think I did it in like 43 minutes. I was timing myself one time. I probably could have did it a little faster. I wanted to get it down to 30 minutes, but then, boom, I'm out the door leaving. But I was able to get my workout in. And then, after the workout, get my shower before lockdown. Lockdown's at 2 o'clock. You lock down to about 2 to about 3:15. So I would eat lunch. I come back, most of the time when you get back, you're not hungry. You probably give your tray away because we bring lunch through there about 9 o'clock. If I do eat, I'll eat, fuck around till about 11. 11 to 12, I'm working out. 12 to 1, I'm, pretty much working out. Those are workout times, rather if I'm doing it or not, those are workout times till about 1:30. I try to work out, and then 1:30 to 2 o'clock, that's my shower time. So I try to get the shower in. It's no more getting on my hands and knees and doing push-ups and all of this working out in these environments. I mean, we try to keep it clean, but it's not the cleanest environment. So I'm just not getting down doing push-ups all day. I get my shower, and then it's back to the clean shit. I'm just trying to stay clean, and I'm just a germaphobe, man. I've been a germaphobe, but I was really a germaphobe, man. I was spraying down the tables before I sit at them, spraying down the phones before I use them. People were getting sick. COVID was coming through there. I mean, and they got us in a goddamn dog kennel. Anyway, I think the judge knew that, like, I'm gonna put this guy in jail so he could see, how these dogs, they live in the kennel. I mean, you can see the kennel right there. There's Michael Myers on the screen, and you see how the kennel is. I swear, the kennels just shaped a little bit different, but the same kind of grate on the cages in those big tanks that, they hold 42 men upstairs, 42 downstairs. So, oh man, we're gonna be getting more into this. I just appreciate just the support. I got up out of there and came home. So here we are. It just feels good to be back. I set up some of these templates and everything before I left. Dropped a handful of videos before I left. I wish I could have did more. my last couple weeks before I had to go take the plea deal and sentencing and stuff, it was, just kind of mind boggling. I was all over the place. I was actually meaning to go live now, but even just coming home, seeing everything and just the big ass house and, just crazy shit, man. Some of the stuff is not where I put it. I'm trying to find my goddamn clippers and just tools and, said it just like, man, paperwork. And I went and got a bunch of boxes and stuff out of evidence, a bunch of computers. So I'm plugging up phones and computers, just trying to get my phones back on deck and, my communication and things like that going on, checking out social media, seeing what's going on. So it's going to take me a while just to get back. I'm kind of surprised that I was able to settle down and do this video right here after the night that I had last night. It was crazy. These guys were parked on the street, and I should have opened up my gate and parked my cars behind there so they could have utilized the driveway. A car came through, side swiped, totaled out 2 cars last night. It was fucking crazy. My girl came and was like, you guys come outside, somebody just got in a big ass wreck. This dude, he flipped his damn car, man. I don't know what the hell he was doing, how fast he was going, but thank God he's alive. Thank God nobody was injured, from my party, and insurance, and hopefully all that stuff works out. We got information and everything. Just a crazy ass night. I'm really shocked that I'm on here right now. Gotta hydrate. Trying to get back to the gym. I haven't been able to make it over to the gym yet. Just want to keep the momentum going. Staying in shape. Staying on this Bulldog Talk. Doing things, reaching out, looking for interviews to do. If you guys want to interview me, I'm not hard to find. I'm gonna get some more information scrolling. You see the cash out right there if you want to donate, and just fuck with your boy. It's rough coming home. It's a lot of things that I gotta pay for, a lot of things that's going on with my case. And then I hear dudes, they jump on here and they talk about, what I can do. Some clown said that I had to go out of the country in order to do dogs or whatever. As of right now, I'm not able to own a dog in the state of Washington for, as a part of the plea agreement. So it doesn't have anything to do with other states. It doesn't have anything to do, with nothing. People are saying that I gotta go out of the country in order to own a dog and, all of this shit. But we're gonna try to get back in the courtroom and get this shit overturned. I maintained my innocence through the whole thing. I acknowledge that, I may be guilty in trial, if I would have took it to trial, just because of all of the hate and all of the, they wanted me. They want you, they're gonna put it together. They're gonna try to put a play together and get you. So that's that. I'm not trying to forget anything before I get off of here, but people are saying that Buck City Kennels can't own dogs and whatever. They're watching me and all this dumbass shit. Okay, whatever. I don't intend to own any dogs at my residence. That's basically what it says. I can't reside where an animal is, at this particular time, which is very unfortunate. But sometimes, that's what happens, man. That's what happens, and crying about it ain't gonna help it. I just gotta build my chips up, get my money up, get back in that courtroom, and keep fighting. That's what I intend to do. I could have probably made all this shit go away if I would have just punked out and just bowed down and all of that. But it's just not in my DNA. I'm not with somebody wrongly accusing me, lying on me, and just to get up under me so they could take my dogs. I wasn't with that. That it didn't sit well with me. I had a lot of guys that said, hey man, you just need to just cut your losses, and you still got the bloodline, and you still got that, you still got this. I didn't give a fuck about that. And I'ma always have the bloodline. I'ma always have this bloodline because it wasn't about the money for me. You know, I already had money. You know, people think it's about the money. They think, you know, but it wasn't. It was about the camaraderie. It was about doing something positive for the breed and seeing that this breed continues to flourish and that it doesn't become extinct and illegal in every state, and put the dogs in a positive light to give them a voice to do that. You know, this is the best breed in the world. And I wanted to see that, you know, I made a positive contribution to the community. That's what I did this shit for. So we're gonna get hate along the way. It comes with the territory. There's nothing we can change about that. But you heard a little bit about my incarceration. You know what's up. It was from May 5th, 2023. May 5th, 2023, all the way to November 16th, 2023. If you can do the math, I was sentenced. I had videos dropping. If you pay attention to that, somebody said that, you know, I never went to jail, and when am I gonna, you know, you guys just want me to go to jail, man. You dudes, you know, and shame to the dudes that support guys that wish ill shit on you. You know, shame to those guys. They're not solid individuals. But we're gonna continue to get it going. But like I said, I'm gonna put more information on there. We got a call-in number so people can call in. And so, you know, everybody don't have StreamYard and shit. Some people just want to call in. If you want to talk shit, you're welcome. If you want to send your support, you're welcome to call in. So just be looking for that. Just trying to get this channel back where it needs to be, get these subscribers up. We had a whole lot of attraction going on before we took a hiatus. It was at least I would say 2.5 years since we've been on here making videos and stuff. I put a lot of the stuff on private because of court orders and stuff. When they were saying like I can't promote, I can't sell, can't do this, can't do that. That was just like a pre-trial condition that they were just trying to dangle over my head while I was out on bail. You know, when you're out on bail, just like I couldn't leave the state, you know, when I'm out on bail. And some people will hear that and say, oh, you can't leave the state. You can't leave the state. Well, I can leave the state now because it's over. I'm not out on bail anymore. You know, I don't have properties tied up into collateral and, you know, everything where my bail can get revoked and I can get thrown back in jail. I did my time. Now it's time for me to come back and try to get some wins. You know, I took losses. I took the losses. Now it's time for me to come back and get my wins. That's what it is. I stood tall like a man. Nobody went to jail behind me. Okay? Nobody bought a dog from Buck City and went to jail. Nobody bought a dog from Buck City and is, for the most part, is disappointed in what they got. If you got a dog from Buck City, you got a piece of history. You got a bloodline that they tried to destroy and they could not destroy. Okay? So if the bloodline that you got from me is as durable as me and as relentless and doesn't have any quit in them like me, you know, you probably got some good fucking dogs. You know, we don't do any illegal shit when it comes to these dogs. I'm tired of people trying to put illegal shit in the same sentence. This isn't the platform for that. It's never been the platform for that, for us to talk about what these dogs may or may not be doing illegally. Okay? We just got a show champion under the bloodline. There's an ADBA, legit ADBA champions for confirmation. Okay? When guys come to the shows and they got great showmanship and they're doing good by the breed. That's what we want to do. Okay? So I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna be unlocking some of the old videos. We're gonna be doing some reactions to some of the old videos that we had. And it's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be a good thing. Just want you guys to have a bunch of stuff to look at and learn from. I'm gonna be reacting to some of the old lessons and teachings and be able to pause and talk and go over some of the things. And if there was things that I left out on some of those videos that I dropped 2-3 years ago, then I'll be able to clear some of that up and be able to show you, how some of this stuff came into fruition. But this is Buck City Kennels Live. And we will see y'all on the next one. Peace.